kịp lấy đạn ngoài.
Guys, welcome back to the channel. And so my last video we did a Melee Design Firm battery kit install, and I kind of mentioned briefly what my plans were after that. So just to rehash that, and if you can't tell by the title of the video, I will be replacing the stock coolant reservoir overflow tank right there with a aftermarket one. So the one I've chosen to go with is a Chase Bays universal coolant overflow tank. Sorry if the camera isn't really focusing. You have two ports on the bottoms with barb fittings for rubber hoses, or you can unscrew those and replace them with AN fittings because they are not welded on like most people do, or other aftermarket ones out there. This one you can remove it. It's I believe it's some type of MPT fitting, not sure. But you can replace it with AN fittings if you want. I'm not going to do that because it's just an overflow tank. So instead of going through the top like how the stock one would, the hose, you're going to route it to the port on the right side. What we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and install that. If you notice on the side, I also have a Chase Bays windshield wiper / intercooler sprayer. You could use it for either one and wire it to either be a sprayer for your windshield if you got rid of your windshield reservoir like I did, which is sitting up there, or you can have it spray your intercooler. Either option. Comes with this nice little motor and the wires. You just got wired in, and then like the typical 2 bolts right there to attach it to a bracket. I'm gonna see if I could fit both of these in there. I do have plenty of space now since I installed the smaller battery. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this out of here soon and pour the fluid that's in there into, transfer it over to that one and kind of see where the level's at, and then from there we'll know we're good. I did go ahead and buy some flat aluminum bar. This is everything just so blurry in this camera. Come on. Flat bar, it's 1/8 inch thickness, 1 inch by 36 inches of aluminum. And this will be what we use to make our bracket. So I'm gonna make initially just a single bracket just for the main one that we need, because the other Chase Bays sprayer reservoir thing is not very important right now. The main thing is the coolant expansion tank. So we'll make our bracket for that. And if there's a way we can tee it off or make it like, fit multiple, then that'd be awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. Anyways, here we are, guys. Don't mind the weight right here. I have this just to kind of help keep this still because it's kind of teetering because I'm cutting off the end off in order to make my bracket. So I already got the line marked right there. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut this. Let me just get my goggles and then we'll get started. All right, let's do this. Oh man, I should probably be on the other side. I think I just bend and snap it off now. And we're gonna go ahead, we'll smoothen that out with a sander or a file. But for now, we're just gonna keep moving forward and kind of see where we need to bend this next in order to do it. I didn't really record too much of the bracket making. It's very simple. If you don't know how to make bracket, then you probably shouldn't even be doing this because it's a very easy thing. All you're really going to need is a hammer and sometimes a hammer. With this aluminum, it was thin enough where I could just bend it with my hand once I got it into the vise. And I'll kind of show you what I did, I guess, in a sense. So I have this little vise right here. And all I do is I put the aluminum in here. I already mark off with a Sharpie where I want to bend it. And I tighten it down so it's clamped on here. And usually I'll have it up to where the Sharpie line is. Luckily mine was around here, so I didn't need to have this floating or anything in order to bring the material down. And then all I do was just start bending it from the base, and it bent into a 90-degree angle. And that is kind of how I got this. So once I bent it, you see it right there. I already had this trimmed to the size I needed, and I just bent it and then marked the holes and installed the bolts through it and found a good spot to put this. So where I'm putting this at, it was a pain in the ass to remove the stock one because I really didn't want to do the oil line, so I just kind of wedged it through and squeezed it through and finally got the stock one out. It's sitting right there. And where I'm going to have this is right here. I drilled like a hole, and it's just going to go right here, and it's going to kind of float there. It's not resting on there, it's floating up, and it's not touching the headlight, so we're good. And all I gotta do is route the hose right there, and then an exit hose. But that's really all I gotta do, and we're kind of done. I do have to go run and get some rubber hose or something, unless I have some silicone one around here that's gonna fit to kind of route that coolant line. But other than that, that's all I got. So I'll kind of get right back to you guys when I'm bolting it in, or you guys can actually probably watch me. It's gonna be kind of a pain because I kind of got to reach under there to get the nuts started and have something to hold it. And once it's kind of there, it's gonna kind of be there because it'll be a hassle to kind of get that bracket off. But yeah, okay, so I got the nylon threaded bolt, a nylon type bolt, so that way it doesn't, you know, wiggle off or come off. What I'm gonna do, just put this through. Actually, I do got a little beauty spacer washer I bought, so let me use that real quick. Just a countersunk washer I have, and then I'm just gonna take the bolt back out, place this on top. It's just to kind of make it look nice, I guess. I mean, it does look kind of just raw aluminum, so it doesn't look that nice, but it kind of gives that, get that nice little touch right there. And then, as you can see, that's kind of where it looks like, and it's gonna face like this, and it's floating. Right, nothing's touching it. It's not resting against the battery case. You got all that space in between, and then now look at all this. Now we have all this space right here without that reservoir there, and nothing touching this, pressing against this fitting, and this isn't rubbing on there. This hose, I have it clamped off, but we gotta find another hose that's gonna reach. I didn't record this because it's kind of like, I guess it's kind of your type of preference, type of install. So for me, I will still show what I did because just in case you do have the same battery setup and same layout as my car and my setup, then you can use at least the same area. So where I went ahead and did mine is I went ahead and used this area. So I flushed against here and drilled a hole, made my bracket like how I kind of explained earlier, and I have, you know, good gap between the battery and good gap between the back of like the headlight housing, so it's not going to damage that either. So next you'll need to buy some longer rubber hose for the port leading to the radiator, as well as for your dump tube. And that dump tube feature of this bottle, the reason why this has that is because you have a sealed lid. The OEM unit, you know, allows a lot of air to kind of go through because it's not airtight or sealed. So if this one didn't have that, this could, you know, become pressurized and then squirt coolant all over the place. So that's why they give that little outlet port. Mine's installed like this, so the ports are like this. So the left side one's going to go to your radiator. The right side port, which is the outlet port, is going to go down under the car. And I kind of use this whole existing hole under the battery tray to have like my line going down towards the ground and under the car. So I run coolant, so I'm going to have that actually kind of route through a little Gatorade bottle just to collect it just in case, but it shouldn't overflow to that level because I measured the fluid, and the fluid, how I measured it is I just retained the fluid that was in my stock one and just pretty much poured that fluid that was in my stock one into there, so I have the perfect amount that I need for this, and it shouldn't overflow and come out that dump tube. But just in case, I still put like a little bottle under there to collect it, so I'm not spewing coolant onto the track or anything like that and messing up anyone else's day or car or even my car. So yeah, and if you're running water, then you could just have it go under the car and just dump under there, and it's not a big deal. But yeah, so that's kind of all for this. So if you guys have any ideas of any other install videos, then just let me know. But I really like this mod because it cleans up the engine bay. You get a nice cool Chase Bays overflow tank, as well as you have all the space now. And for me, it was important because the stock one was hitting right up against this, so it was going to prevent me from being able to get a bigger radiator. And now I have that option of doing that, and pretty excited. So I'm not sure if any other WRXs are running this setup, so I might be the first one. So now you know it works, and I'll kind of give you guys my feedback after a track day on it, as well as normal daily driving, so you guys can see. I can let you guys know if, you know, it's leaking or anything like that. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Please subscribe, and those of you guys who have subscribed, thank you for joining the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.